up all of your favorite recipes. Simply Food.
You should know by now that you're in for a treat.
Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food. Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, now look, anytime I have some extra white rice laying around my house, I already know that I'm fitting to turn it into some fried rice. So let me show you guys how I make my beef fried rice. Let's get into it. Alright, y'all, let's go over these ingredients because it's really, really simple. So I have about 20 ounces of some shaved beef. I'm going to be using a large onion. I have a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I'll talk about that sauce in a few moments. Some MSG. I probably have about 2.5 to 3 cups of some day-old cold rice, soy sauce, Shaoxing cooking wine, 4 large eggs, some Kerrygold butter, green onion, and you're going to need salt, pepper, and a little bit of sugar. You see that? You see that? You see that? Don't ask me for the damn ingredient list. Come on. Now, this particular step that I'm about to do right now actually isn't something that I always do, but today I kind of figured why not, which is I'm going to be separating my 4 large egg yolks from the egg whites, because what I would like to do is I would like to coat the rice in the egg yolk itself. So right now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to separate all of the egg whites, and then the only thing I'm going to put on the rice at this moment is the egg yolk. Do not get rid of the egg whites because we are going to be using them, but we're just separating them at this moment. I'm going to now very gently go in and I'm going to coat all of this rice with the 4 eggs. This is also going to help me break up the rice because it is day old and it's very, very cold. Don't squish it, just very gently coat all of the rice with the egg yolks, and then we can go on ahead and just sit this to the side. Now, we're not really going to be doing much to this beef, to be quite frank. All we're going to be doing is adding in some avocado oil. Not too much. And we're going to add in just a little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of coarse kosher salt. That's all you're going to be doing to the meat. Give this a good mix. Make sure that all of the pieces of the meat are coated in that salt and pepper, and then you can go on ahead and sit this also to the side. Okay, so in my wok that is just now starting to smoke, I'm going to go in with some neutral oil. I'm using avocado oil. And I'm now going to start to cook off my meat. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this sauce. If you guys have not seen my video on how I made my gochujang agave wings, this is the sauce that I coated the wings in, which is essentially just soy sauce, agave, a little bit of sesame oil, and I steeped a Thai chili on the inside. If you want to know the exact measurements, go check out my gochujang agave wings. This is what I want to use to pour over top of my meat once it's about 85% cooked. And that's the reason why I did not add in too much salt, too much pepper, or really too many seasonings in general, because this is going to flavor up this meat a lot. And as you can see, I'm not really mixing this around too much because I really want it to crisp up on one side before I flip it over, because I also don't want to overcook this. All right, so now let me go on ahead and give this a good mix around. Make sure that your wok is up nice and high. And like I said, once this meat is about 85% done, I'm going to go on ahead and add in the sauce. Okay, so now that my beef is just about done, I'm going to go on the outside and add in this delicious sauce. Now, this is thickened up beautifully, kind of like a teriyaki. I'm going to add all of that in there. My heat is on high. And I'm going to allow this to cook for about another minute or so, and then I'm going to remove the meat out because I do not want this to overcook. Woo! This sauce smells incredible! The meat is absolutely good to go, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove it from the pan and sit this to the side. I'm now going to go in and add in my onion. I'm going to also now add in about 3 tablespoons of some garlic butter. Boy, I'm going to tell you something right now. This kitchen smells insane. All right, my onions are starting to look absolutely fantastic, so I'm going to push those over to the side, and I'm now going to go on ahead and cook off the egg whites. Once you can see that the egg whites are starting to lightly scramble, you can now go on ahead and fully incorporate it in with the onion. Make sure again that your heat is still up nice and high. We're now going to go in and add in all of that delicious rice that's been soaked in the egg yolks. We're also now going to add in the peas and the carrots. I'm going to add in some MSG, a little bit of white sugar, 1 cap full of some Shaoxing cooking wine, so I would say about a nice tablespoon, and 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. Make sure your heat is still up nice and high. Give it a good mix. If you need to add in some oil, go on ahead and do so. You do not want this to be steaming. I'm now going to allow this to just sit so it can get nice and crispy on one side, and then I'll give it another mix. I've allowed the rice to cook on one side for about a minute or so, but before I give it a toss, I'm going to go on ahead and reintroduce all of that delicious beef back in. I'm going to reserve a little bit to keep on the side so that I can add to top it off. Oh yeah, boy. This is how I like to make my beef fried rice. Just like this. Oh yeah. Full of beef, full of flavor. Honestly, not too many ingredients, to be quite frank. The rice is cooked perfectly. The beef isn't overdone. It's the perfect amount of beef to rice. It's not too much, but it's not too little. And this is all done. I think it's high time that we go on ahead and plate this up. All right, y'all, I have transferred my beautiful rice over to a serving dish. I'm going to top it off with just a little bit of extra beef. I'm going to go in with a few sesame seeds, of course. Top it off with a few green onion. And that there, my friends, is how I make my beef fried rice. Let's go in for a taste test. All right, here we go. It's always bomb. It never fails. Never fails. Make it.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food.